Trojan Sports Now.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm Jahmal Kennedy.
And I'm Khadijah Torbert. Stick around as we bring you the latest news and scores from Troy Athletics. It was one big play after another on Saturday for the Trojan football team, whose offense put up a total of 45 points in the first half and averaged over 7 yards per play against New Mexico State. And if you ask head coach Neil Brown about his team's performance, he'll say Saturday's 52-7 Trojan triumph was a good team win, and that one Trojan's poised performance in the pocket had a lot to do with that. Ryan Renfro has the review.
Offensively, by far the best game we've played this year. Hopefully those performances start becoming the norm. Our offensive player of the week was Brandon Silvers. It was good to get him back. We're a different team offensively when he plays. It'd been since the second series of the Mississippi State game since he'd played, and he did a nice job. Came out, threw the ball with a lot of confidence, got the ball out of his hand quick, was decisive. That was probably the best thing that I saw out of him, is he was decisive.
Silver's decisiveness led him to complete 23 of his 37 passes for 288 yards, and wait for it, 5 touchdowns. Now, when asked what it felt like to get back on the field, Silver says that his absence due to injury was simply fuel to the fire of his dedication to return.
It was great. I hadn't played in about, really 2 weeks, and it was great. It was great to get back to practice. It was hard to watch for the whole week, just watching practice and watching the Idaho game, and it was just great to get back Monday night last week, and it was great.
Coach Brown says the big telling point of Saturday's game was 0 turnovers on offense. But on the flip side of the ball, he highlights his team's performance on defense and why the past 2 outings have been important to the progress of the program.
But the good thing is, and I think this is a testament to how far we've come, talking about how we haven't played as well. We only gave up 7 points this week and only gave up 16 the week before. So I think a lot of that shows of how much improvement we've made.
With Saturday's win, the Trojans now stand at a 2-5 record on the season.
Abby Reynolds scored both the Trojans' goals in a 2-1 victory over Arkansas State Friday night at the Troy Soccer Complex. Reynolds gave the Trojans a 1-0 lead in the 36th minute with her first goal of the match, following an Arkansas State score in the 63rd minute that tied the game. The Trojans battled back and took the lead in the 67th minute when Kirsten Rendell found Reynolds on the breakaway and eventually the score for the game-winning goal. Head coach Jason Hamilton recaps Friday's matchup.
Arkansas State on Friday, they've been eliminated from the conference tournament, but they've been in every single game, so a big improvement for them from last year. So we knew that it was going to be a difficult game for us, and they were going to come out with with nothing to lose and really kind of play and be aggressive. So I thought we played extremely well, and we did some good things.
Troy fired 21 shots in the match and landed 12 on goal. However, 16 of their 21 shots came in the first half. The 21 shots matches the second highest amount this season, but is the most against a Sun Belt opponent.
The Trojan soccer team was back in action as the winningest class of seniors in program history took the pitch on Sunday for the final home match in a regular season game of the year. The Trojans showed off their endurance as the game went to 2 overtimes and ended in a 0-0 draw. Head coach Jason Hamilton shares his thoughts on the game and as the conference tournament draws near, the importance of taking advantage of every opportunity. Ryan Renfro has the details.
This year, I've mentioned a few times, we've used the word opportunistic more than ever before, and we have 19 shots. You have to be a little bit more opportunistic around the goal, especially with, give a lot of credit to Little Rock's goalkeeper. She's been phenomenal for them all year, kept them in some big games against some non-conference opponents, and there's a reason why they're, have made such a big jump, and she's a part of it. So, we just have to be a little bit more opportunistic in those chances, and especially when there's a team that's defending that much and so many bodies back there.
With the draw bringing an end to the regular season, Hamilton says that this year's senior class is one to remember, and that the desire to win is stronger now more than ever.
They're a phenomenal class. It hasn't been easy for them. We play a lot different. We've played some of them in different positions. We're asking a lot of responsibilities that they didn't have, when they were before I got here and before they came to college. So they've really done a good job kind of adjusting to those roles that we've asked of them. After how last year went, they saw that their senior year was a good opportunity for them to be very successful like we have been so far. And they're hungry and they still want to come out and win a conference championship for us.
That conference tournament is just over a week away, and with a handful of youngsters on the team, one senior shares how she plans to lead.
I think just going into it, just getting them recomposed and realizing even though we just tied, now is when it starts. We got second place, so now it's time to, this week we have 10 days off, so this is time to get better even than the rest of the season.
The Trojans finished with a 13-4-1 record and clinched a second-seed place finish in conference play.
The Trojan volleyball team was back in action last Thursday night in Trojan Arena. Rachel Wilkerson takes us courtside for a look at last week's matchup and one Trojan in particular who left her name in the record books.
After a 9-game winning streak, the Trojans lost to Texas State in Trojan Arena Thursday night.
I thought Texas State played really, really well, and I thought we didn't. It's been a long time since we've played like that. It kind of brought us down to earth a little bit. I can't say enough about the way Texas State played. They played really well, and we didn't play well after the first game, and that's kind of a recipe for disaster.
Senior Darby Griff set the Troy career blocks record with 304 in the first competitive set.
It was a huge goal coming into this season, so it was amazing to be able to break it, especially since the last record holder was one of my previous teammates, Devin. And I always looked up to her as a middle, and so it was a huge goal and a huge accomplishment for me to beat that record. I just wish that it could have come with a win. Like Lizzie said in our meeting afterwards, sometimes taking a step back gives you some pretty serious perspective, so hopefully after this we can turn it around and use it as motivation for this upcoming week.
The Trojans face a challenge as they head down to play their rival at South Alabama on Tuesday. The team has a lot of work to do in order to be prepared, and Sonny says it starts with him.
We've got to clean up a lot of stuff on our side right now. I'm really not happy with our performance or execution or focus and our intensity, and that starts from me as the coach, and it goes down to them. So we're going to be working a lot in the next couple of days of trying to make sure that they are mentally and physically prepared and to the best of our ability, and then we'll go down and we'll play as hard as we can and see what happens. I mean, it's a rivalry match. South's going to be ready for us because we beat them here, and we have to be able to answer the bell and come out and play well.
Rachel Wilkerson, Troy Trojan Vision Sports.
Troy volleyball was the victim of late runs in their loss to in-state rival South Alabama by a final score of 3-1. Troy won the first set, but the Jags won the next 3 sets to get the win. Senior Blair Winston had a match-high 17 kills. Senior Allie Didell had 21 digs. Those digs led 4 Trojans in that category. Freshman Alicia Hendricks and Carissa Carney had 11 and 10 digs respectively, and sophomore Raina Terry posted a double-double with 11 digs and 36 assists. With the loss, Troy split its season series with South Alabama for the 3rd straight season.
The final round was canceled in College Grove, Tennessee for the number 75 Troy men's golf team, but the Trojans finished in 6th place in the Intercollegiate at the Grove. The tournament was shortened to 36 holes after rain canceled Monday's final round. The Trojans shot a 21 over 306 in that round. Jarrett Betcher carded 4 birdies on the day, and Callum Masters had 3 birdies as the pair led the Trojans with a 3 over 75. Betcher finished tied for 8th place while Masters tied for 21st. The Trojans are done for the fall and will next be in action February 19th through the 21st at the All-American Intercollegiate hosted by Houston in 2016.
The Troy men's and women's tennis teams concluded play at the Big Easy Tennis Classic last Saturday, with both teams having success in singles and doubles play. For the men, Callum McKinley won the single Flight 6 title, beating Troy's teammates in the quarter-semis and the final. McKinley defeated Jeremy Broad, Audrey Baldo, and Sam Bird, respectively. For the Troy men, 3 of the 4 Trojans advanced to the semifinals of their singles fight, while Shane Ota and Nancy Kerr also advanced to the semifinals in the lone doubles fight. Oha, Kari, and Louisia Fertuti all advanced to the singles semifinals for the Trojans.
Move over football season. Basketball season is ready to start. It may be a little early for March Madness, but at Troy University, students got an opportunity to engage in their 2nd annual Chick-fil-A Trojan Madness that kicked off in Trojan Arena. Ron Renfro brings us the court action from Wednesday night.
The lights flipped on, and suddenly the Trojan Madness began as the Troy men's and women's basketball teams took it to the court on Wednesday night. A 3-point contest, slam dunk competition, and scrimmage all factored into the hype. But if you ask the ones calling the shots, the excitement doesn't just come from the players on the court. It comes from the Trojans in the stands.
It's our MVP. We want to win every game in Trojan Arena this year, and we're going to need this type of fan support to do it. It's our 6th man, our MVP. It started with the Sound of the South, our great band being here, provided a lot of spirit. Then I think we had a lot of sororities and fraternities come, and just the general student body was great.
the students for the second year in a row, they've come out, and it's just an exciting time. We're a couple weeks away from opening our season up, and just to have the students come out where they can see some of the new guys, and just to have a little get away for them, to get away from study and everything. I thought it's a good chance to just everybody have a little fun.
With an impressive turnout and the regular season right around the corner, the Trojans look forward to what the rest of the season has in store.
It's like wonderful to be back on the court, to be with a group of girls that I love and a coach that is wonderful. And we're gonna have a wonderful season, not just me, but we are gonna go 29-0.
We had a lot of injuries last season that plagued us, really affected our season. But this year, I think for the most part, everyone's healthy, and we're going to have a full roster this year, and we should be able to compete with anybody.
I think we're going to play a whole lot more team ball. We don't really have anybody, that's trying to outshine anybody else, just a bunch of guys who want to strive, everybody for the same goal, for greatness. So I think, we're going to play a lot of team ball, and this is what we're looking forward to.
Ryan Renfro, Troy Trojan Vision News.
In front of a great student crowd, both teams competed in a three-point shootout, which Wesley Person won. The men's team showed their skills in the dunk contest, which Christian Harrison won. Both teams showed their flair in an intra-squad scrimmage. And to top it all off, the Troy men's and women's coaches also combined to show off their Halloween dance moves.
Still to come on Trojan Sports Now, we'll give you a preview of the matchup against Sunbelt leading Appalachian State.
But first, Ryan Renfro sits down with senior starting running back Brandon Burks, so stick around for more Trojan Sports Now.